My name is Jasmine, and I am a recovering drug addict.
My name is Richie Farrell, AKA the Old White Junkie.
And we are your hosts for Exit Team Nashua.
Our mission is to bring recovery into the living room.
Last year, over 72,000 Americans died of an accidental overdose.
That's almost 200 Americans every single day.
We will bring you guests with real-life experiences with addiction and recovery. Welcome to Exit Team Nashua. Hi, welcome to Exit Team Nashua. My name is Jasmine, and I am your host. As always, it's an honor to be here and share some experience, strength, and hopefully some hope with you. Bobby's back. We've missed you.
Listen, if I'm here too much, you guys get used to me. So I gotta, be select about making my appearances.
We've missed you. We also have a wonderful guest tonight, but before we dive right into it, I did just want to share with anyone in the New Hampshire area watching, anyone specifically in the Dover area, or even if you're not in the Dover area and you're looking for a way to get active or, just be a part of the community or a way to be a part of the solution and not the problem, because in today's society there's so much focus on the problem. I did want to let everyone know that SOS Recovery on September 14th is having a Celebrate National Recovery Month Day at Henry Law Park. It's going to be at It's going to be on September 14th, excuse me. They will have speakers, music, and family-friendly activities. And last year they had a selfie booth. So
What about a moon bounce?
A selfie booth?
What about a moon bounce?
Bring it. Make it happen.
I actually got a guy.
You got a guy?
I actually do have a moon bounce guy.
And
Wow.
you guys are witnessing it here. Bobby's going to bring it.
Yes.
I gotta call the guy. And it's like a 3-hour. I'll figure it out. I'll
Get him up here, Bobby.
Arvid also said he's going to bring pony rides.
Yeah.
Do you got a pony guy?
I do.
Do you?
I know a few people, yeah.
I don't even want to know.
Pony.
Pony's like its own separate horse. It's not a baby
It
horse.
is.
Yeah,
I've
pony's
heard
its
that.
own thing.
Really? Mm-hmm. Like baby horses.
No, that's a mare.
Oh.
Bobby, you're so
Or
smart.
a foal. Foal?
What's
Mare's
a mare?
Mare's a girl horse.
A mare
All right,
is a
Okay.
type of horse.
let's go back.
Okay, all right.
Let's go back.
Let's go back.
Let's reel it
Reel
in.
it in.
Reel it in.
The first time
Reel it
ever
in.
Bobby's reeling the show in. So before the show, I gave Bobby some kudos because I've noticed a lot of growth in him lately, and you just reeled the show in.
Wow.
Yeah, it's.
I don't even know who you are.
Listen.
Surprising us daily.
Are you going to start going by Robert soon?
God no. God no. No. Maybe Bob.
Okay, all right.
Bob.
Okay.
Sounds
Strong.
old.
In my
Elegant.
phone, I have you
Yeah.
saved as Bobbi. I'm not sure why, but
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. It hurts just a little.
I'll edit it. I'll put like no, I won't put a skull emoji. I'll put a tie emoji now because you're.
Skull like. R.I.P. Jesus.
I was thinking like hardcore, but then I was like, no, wait a second, you're a sophisticated man now, so I'll put a suit and tie.
Of course.
Arvid.
Is that what it says?
Yes. So Arvid,
Yeah.
how you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic.
Are you lying to me?
No, it's a good day.
So you know how this whole show works, right?
Yes.
Been a long time fan.
Yeah.
I know you constantly rewatch the episodes.
I do.
You listen to it when you're in the gym.
I'm basically a groupie.
You are. It's cool.
So I got in
Yeah.
Arvid's car the other day, and he was listening to our podcast.
yeah. So like, I get it.
Uh-huh.
So you know how the show goes, right?
Die hard fan.
Okay. So how about you talk about a little bit of how you qualify to be on this show, and share your experience.
There's
your strength and hope.
qualifications to be on here.
Yeah. Like, do you have the resume?
Jesus.
And I need 3 prior work experience.
Jesus.
You're not gonna want those. We'll skip over that.
Well, no, like.
Um.
Wow, that hurts.
Yes. So. I am a person in long-term recovery.
Wow.
I have suffered with substance use disorder for a long time.
What's a long time?
Since I was about 14 years old.
That seems a little late to the party.
I was a late bloomer. What can I tell you, Bobby?
Isn't your last name Dahlbloom?
Yeah. Yes. Yes, it is.
Sorry, I didn't mean
Late to
late.
bloom.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was late to the party.
Okay. As long as you got there.
I did. I got there eventually, you know.
Okay.
I started drinking, 14, selling weed at 14. Really, I got to high school. I grew up in like a small town. When I got to high school, I started hanging out with the wrong crowd, you could say. And I got involved with a lot of stuff I shouldn't have been involved in. And I started getting arrested at 16. And then from then on, it was just a downward slope.
So 14 drinking, started engaging in criminal activity as part of the lifestyle.
Yeah.
16, you started suffering consequences for the criminal activity.
Correct.
Okay.
But the consequences, it wasn't enough to keep me from using. Nothing was really enough. I didn't realize that I had addiction. I didn't understand what addiction really was.
Yeah.
I can stop when I want.
Right. Exactly.
Or that you're actually in control, or that you're choosing
I just like
to
having
live
fun.
this lifestyle.
Right.
I remember the first time in treatment, I said, my name is Bobby and I like to party.
Yeah.
God. Oh, God.
I feel like you still say that.
I mean, I like to party, but not that kind of party. I like to dance.
Yeah.
Maybe blast some EDM and fist pump, because I have an inner
EDM.
Jersey boy, even though I'm not from Jersey.
I do that as well.
Yes.
I'm also not a boy, so.
Jersey girl.
Jersey girl. I'm not a Jersey girl
Isn't
either.
that a movie? Jersey Girl?
I think so.
I'm not sure.
Is it a play?
I don't watch
Musical?
TV other
Is it a
than our
musical?
show. I'm a huge fan of our show.
I like
Watch our show.
musicals.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, so Arvid Dahlbloom, late to bloom to the party.
Yeah.
16 years old, suffering consequences. Didn't realize that you weren't in control of your life and what you were doing. And so, like, how did you go from, like, 16-year-old acting out with behavioral issues to becoming, like, a full-fledged heroin addict, like, facing prison time? Like, what happened in that span?
It's a good question.
Should we start at the beginning? First, God made light and it was good.
Yes, exactly.
Then I caught a couple felonies.
Yes.
Officer.
It's
Okay, Bobby. Okay.
it's a
You
disease.
were doing so good. You were doing so good.
All right.
Okay, continue.
So it's a disease of progression, right?
Some would say so.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would, in my experience, I should say, like, I can only speak for myself because I've only seen my experience through my eyes, right?
No, that's a healthy point.
Yeah,
you only
it
have
is.
your perspective on
Right.
the issue and your
Right.
experiences, and
Exactly.
maybe you can use that to help others who relate to it. But
Yeah.
yeah, in my opinion,
So-
you're correct. It's a progressive illness.
And it slowly got worse. Like I said, I started with weed and coke and all that stuff, and then I got into Oxycontin, started selling that, and things just really took off business-wise, and I
Sorry.
I can't stand you, Bobby.
I didn't say
Oh my
anything.
God! All
I
right,
didn't even laugh.
so that blew up, right? And
Good way or bad way?
Things took off business-wise, so.
back then it seemed good. Now it wasn't so good.
So it seems to me, right, that like a part of it, right, at least for me, right, is I wasn't okay with who I was.
Right, that's what I was gonna get at.
Right,
Because I was
so-
like literally like picturing like myself, like in your circumstances, like always like being the person involved in criminal activity and the person that always had things, and like there was an effect produced, even if I wasn't actively getting high,
Right.
there was an effect produced by other people needing me, other people wanting me, because I wasn't okay with self.
And I also liked the different perspectives, right? Like we always talk about, I got into the wrong crowds and I did things that I had no right to do. Right? Like I had no reason to do what I did. Like Arvid, you've seen where I grew up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
No, you have,
Yes,
right?
I have.
Was there any reason that I did what I did?
No, absolutely
Not at all.
Right.
Right? But I wasn't okay with me and I wanted to be somebody else, right?
Right.
And that's what it sounds like. It was kind of the same for you. You fell into that crowd because you wanted to be that guy.
Right. I wanted to have power. I wanted everyone to like me. I liked the feeling of everyone needing me. It was just
Connection, lacking connection.
Yeah.
right. Exactly.
When it blows.
And like the reality is, like, I used for the effect produced, but I also used to cope with life.
Yeah, absolutely. Because at like some point in time, we get what like the compulsion, the phenomenon of
Right.
craving, whatever people prefer to call it today, disease, not disease, whatever it is. At some point, it is scientifically proven that the body and the brain become physically addicted, right?
Yep.
Exactly.
For many of us, there are underlying causes and conditions of why we're using or why we are engaging in the behaviors that we are.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
And I think it's something to point out, like the difference between dependence and addiction.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there are plenty of people that end up in treatment, and yeah, they definitely suffer from the compulsion or the phenomenon of craving, right? But like once you remove the substance, they're okay. Like that wasn't me. I was not a person who like just took too many prescription pills one time.
Oh, yeah. No, it wasn't like,
Yeah.
I was overprescribed this
Yeah.
painkillers. It's like, no, my dude on Madison Ave didn't overprescribe me. He didn't have a prescription pad. You just knew a guy.
You have a guy for everything.
Yeah.
It's part of growing up.
I strive to be you.
That's terrifying. So we talk about, you're talking about the downward slope,
Spiral,
right?
Yes.
Where did it go on the upswing, right? So when did things start to change for you for the better? Because I feel like it's so easy for us to focus on
Right.
the negative, right?
Yeah.
And like, I know at least for
course.
me, I can always connect on those feelings, thoughts, emotions of the downward spiral,
Right.
but those feelings of going up, right? Like, what did you do? What were you doing to get back up?
So like the reality is, and this is from my experience, I had to lose just about everything before I was ready to accept help.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
had to lose
I always
everything.
admire the people that didn't have to.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I'm also very entirely grateful that
Right.
I lost everything. Because like in some literature it says like we were reborn, we are reborn, and
Right.
like I am such a different person than I ever was, and I continue to grow to be a different person, and that would have never happened if I didn't lose everything. And to be completely honest, if my higher power, the universe, God, whatever people want to call it, didn't constantly shift me and force me to grow and to keep like being reborn and to keep growing, I wouldn't keep becoming the woman that I am today. I very often have to like be kicked in the butt to shift.
Yeah.
And then really cool things happen.
Weird. You don't just like learn the first time?
I don't. I'm terrible.
Weird.
I know.
And you don't either?
No.
Weird.
That is very weird.
It's
isn't
almost like it's a common denominator
it? It is.
in us.
God
Or something that we like to burn things to the ground.
Yeah.
So you crashed and burned your life to the ground.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. What did that look like? Because your crash and burn to the ground might look different than mine, might look different, might be different than any of our viewers,
So yeah, I lost my girlfriend to an overdose, and I just spiraled out of control. My family wouldn't talk to me, and I ended up in jail, and I had nothing. And like my family, this disease runs in my family, so I have like distant family that's supportive, and like I had like an aunt that she's like my guardian angel, and even she came and saw me in jail, and she's like, I can't do this anymore. Like I'm done. I love you to death, but I can't keep going through this. And I had nothing. I had no one. I lost everything. I lost my freedom, and I truly hit rock bottom. And when I finally got out, I was still sick. I didn't do any work on myself. I didn't change anything.
So you weren't like physically dope sick, but you still
Right.
suffered with all the isms,
Right.
was what we call them. Okay,
spiritually
like,
sick,
yeah.
mentally sick, and
So you still weren't okay with self, so you were seeking outside things to make myself feel okay internally. Okay.
Right. And then stuff happened, and I ended up, I caught more charges, and I was looking at a lot of time. They wanted me to do 7.5 to 15 years in
So was
prison.
business still good?
No, it was not.
Okay.
Like I said, looking back,
Expense reports weren't good.
no,
Okay.
No.
15 years isn't worth
Yeah,
any amount of
definitely
money.
not.
It's
Okay.
really-
You're too
it's
pretty
really
to go
not.
away for
He's
15
beautiful.
years.
I
He came
tried
in and I said,
saying
"Oh my
that,
God,
Jesus.
who did your face? Your contour job looks great." And he said, "It's natural."
No, Mo did it.
Yeah.
Or low-key, he's been watching YouTube
YouTube
tutorials.
tutorials, yeah, because his complexion is great.
Yeah. Well, my girlfriend does my makeup, so
She does a phenomenal job.
She does.
Shout out to Mo.
Maureen, thank you.
Okay, so facing 7 to 15, right?
Yeah.
And I'm gonna ask a real question too. Was even that alone, was that enough for you to stop?
No,
Yeah.
because it still got high.
Yeah.
Right.
And then I violated probation.
And so to
Right.
someone who doesn't understand addiction, they're like, what is wrong with you? Like, you have this,
Right.
this,
Perfect
this,
sense to
right?
me.
And you know,
Yeah.
and even myself, like, you know, being removed from a substance for a couple years now, like, I forget about, like, the compulsion with the behaviors. And when I'm working with others, I'm like, what the are they doing?
Right.
And I forget what it's like to
Yeah.
literally be powerless, like, over your thought process and the compulsions and, like, the way that your brain
Yeah.
is operating and the way that you're behaving, and you're doing it all to, like, feel okay. And really what I
Right.
should do is have love and compassion and tolerance for that individual.
Right.
You know, because that's what they're lacking.
And that's the insanity of the disease.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, that's typical when before we get sober, even in the beginning of sobriety or recovery.
Right.
And it's just,
Especially because I feel like that's the little thing that nobody talks about.
Right.
Is when you first get sober that you kind of go a little crazier.
A
I
little.
I'm trying
was
to
a
be like,
mess.
oh.
And it got worse
Arvid, do you remember?
before it got better.
you remember?
Can we just
Yes.
say, you know what? I gave you a shout out before the show, but when Arvid started talking, I
Yeah.
stopped for a minute, and I remembered the first time that I ever heard Arvid do any public speaking. Okay.
Was it at the Ah?
We'll talk. Well, yeah. Well, it was at the Ha.
Yeah.
And we'll talk after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah. He literally spoke for 40 minutes about selling weed.
I didn't know, dude. They're like,
Everyone was wearing fingerless gloves. I don't know why that
Okay,
came
but
to
for
mind.
real, right? So like you had all these consequences, and you still kept doing it, and it's crazy, and you've had this, like, you know, this life of crime, and you haven't
Right.
had, you know, this disease runs rampant in your family, and so like, why wouldn't you do this? And so what kind of, like, intervention or divine intervention, I don't know, whatever
Yeah.
terminology someone wants to put on it, what happened in your life to do a turnaround? Because I do want to get to what your life's like today, because
Right.
you
Yeah.
have a
Right.
pretty cool life.
Yeah, you do.
He's got 2 cats, dude,
He's got a motorcycle.
and a little kitten.
He got a
You
motorcycle.
got an awesome girlfriend.
So-
You got a pool at your
I
house.
know. Life's good. Life is good right now. I can't really.
Business is still good for him. He's just in a different line.
Yeah.
Just in a different line of business. That's all.
Yeah.
You know?
Just on the
All right,
other
so-
flip side of addiction.
What happened?
So I went to treatment,
Why'd you go to treatment?
which I have done several times.
Okay.
Because it was either that or go sit in jail and wait for my trial.
Okay, so you just like figured treatment was like
A better
something to
option.
pass
Yeah.
time. Okay.
Like I wish I could say like I just woke up one day and I was like, hey, I'm gonna get help. And I know a lot of people do, and that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I totally commend them. And that's a lot of people's story, but that's just not mine.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had to be forced into treatment, and like this time, like I went to
You're my favorite kind of case. Those people that don't want it. I'm like, oh, you're gonna go. You're gonna go. Okay.
So
Love a good challenge.
What's behind door number 1?
Yeah.
Not your home because we took away your keys.
So yeah, I went to long-term treatment, and it was supposed to be like a 6-month plus program. Like I was only gonna stay 21 days, and then
I love how
Yeah.
it was 21 days.
yeah,
It's just an arbitrary number.
yeah. I was like, I'm not staying. You know, after 3 weeks, I'm out of here.
Yep.
You know, I'm just trying to please my PO, and then I'm getting out of here.
Mm-hmm.
But life got better. You know, in just 21 days.
Okay, so
it
hold on.
didn't-
What there's something I'm getting at here, and I'm hoping that you touch on it, and if not, I'll
Okay.
make sure that we do. But like, what happened that life got better?
So, I got involved with a community.
There you go. Right. Yes. Okay. Cool. So okay.
So yeah, so I got involved in
Connection.
the
Yep.
community.
So you got
right?
connection, you
Right.
found love, you found support, you found
Right.
guidance, you
Right.
found direction, right? And so
Found rides to the gym.
Yeah, I didn't have. My friends were very good to me. They
All right, so
drove
you're-
me to the gym
Yep.
all the time.
no matter what you were
Working on
going through,
Yeah.
you found people to support you and to show
Right.
up for you unconditionally. Because you know, I certainly know that there's like a physical aspect and that there's like a psychological aspect to
Right.
the
Mhm.
disease, right?
Absolutely,
But there
yeah.
is a social component, and I firmly, in my experience, I firmly believe that like my disease was treated through the social component. It was through
Right.
connection, through others, through what I call God, you know, and that is like right here,
Yeah.
right now in the connection that we share,
No.
you
Right.
know, and so
It's
so community living and that kind of therapeutic community that you went to did
Right.
very well for you.
Yes, it did very well. I met a lot of good people that cared about me, and they just wanted to see me do well. And just like they didn't want anything from me except for me to do well. And I wasn't used to that, you know?
I was about to say, how weird is that?
It's so weird.
How weird is it
I'm
when
like,
people
what do
are
you
just-
want, dude?
Yeah.
They're like, I'll give you a ride to the gym. Like, what do you want? Like, what's this going to cost me? Like, free?
You're like, bro, business ain't doing well right
yeah,
now.
like,
No, when it's just like, and then what about when people just randomly talk to you and try to help you
Yeah.
out?
I'm like,
It's like,
what-
what's the
I
angle?
still feel uncomfortable.
It's just like, what's your angle?
It's not that like I
Yeah.
think that they want something or what's their angle. It's just like still sometimes like I feel unworthy.
Yeah.
Like still like
Like, I
those
don't
negative
deserve
core
this,
beliefs.
yeah.
Right, yeah. It's like, oh, you want to be nice to me? Ooh.
Like, do you know who I used
yeah,
to
I'm gonna
be?
go hang out with that person that's a jerk.
yeah.
You know, that's what I'm gonna do.
Burn it to the ground.
Yeah. I'm definitely gonna sabotage this right now.
So yeah, I went to long-term treatment. I got involved in the community, and I worked on myself. Like I started changing those behaviors.
So, did like people have to like draw awareness to those behaviors to you, or did you like watch others behave a certain way? Like where did that?
So like I guess I can say this. Like I found a mentor
Okay.
like
Yep.
person. Yeah.
Okay.
I can say that.
A mentor,
A
and
mentor. I had
you did a series of self-reflections,
yes.
Okay.
Yes.
and saw some
Right.
common themes of what
Right.
caused problems in your life.
certain defects.
It's weird. It's almost
Yeah.
like I did the same thing.
I think
I just love Bobby. Normally me and Bobby fight every show, but we're not today.
No,
It's-
no.
I know.
it's a
But
good
it's-
day.
Yeah,
see?
Yeah.
it's happy.
It is.
Yeah.
It's happy.
It's good.
You've been messed. Next show's not going to be so nice though.
Oh boy.
I'm gonna say pew pew a lot.
Oh God.
Is that like finger guns?
What a shield him.
Dude,
right.
finger guns are a power
Oh
move.
Jesus.
If I don't know what to do or say, finger guns.
He does finger guns. Yep. He's like a toddler.
It's like, oh my god, my grandma just died. I'm sorry.
That is not a funny joke. So back to what we were talking about.
Okay.
So a series of self-reflections,
Yes.
mentors.
So
Mentor.
this community was huge. They taught you what to do. They help you self-reflect. And of course,
Right.
you had the willingness to want to self-reflect. You
Right.
engaged in
Right.
these behaviors. You partook in this.
Right.
Okay.
And my life got way better. I was hanging out with good people that were doing the right thing.
You were doing volunteer work.
Yes.
You
I was doing
volunteered.
volunteer work.
Where'd you
yes.
volunteer, Arvid?
The old soup kitchen. Yeah.
That's such a good cause.
I met a lot of great people there.
Did
yeah.
you?
Yes, I did, Bobby. Thank you so much.
There's an inside joke that I'm not getting, and I
yeah,
don't want to
it's-
get it.
Oh
so
no,
keep
God
going.
no, God no.
Keep
So,
going. Keep going.
I've been selfish and self-centered all my life. And when I started to learn how to be selfless and help other people and do the right thing even when no one was looking. Because I was always trying to get away with this, like, oh, what can I get away with?
Play
Like
the
pushing the
system.
limit. Yeah. I didn't care about anyone. I only cared about myself. It's all about me. And the reality was, like, when I stopped and I changed all that behavior and that thinking, my perception on life changed. I thought the world owed me everything. I thought I was a victim. I had all this stuff at one point, and then I lost everything. Poor me, poor me. But as I grew in this community, I realized, like, I learned a new perception. I learned to be grateful for the things I had. And since I lost everything, I really appreciated everything that, I have today.
Totally unrelated, right?
Oh boy. Yes.
So I started reading, right?
Yeah.
I finally learned how to read, right? And there's this book that was given to me. It's
Bobby,
called
you
Go
can't read.
Giver. I
It's
know.
called
Well,
Audible.
Oh, okay, that checks out. Yeah.
well, like one of the things that they talk about in this book is, what can I give? How can I bring value to other people's
Right.
lives? How do I do more for them than they can do for me?
Right.
Like consistently do that, and that's what it sounds like.
Exactly.
It's
Take the
just
focus
bringing.
off myself.
Yeah, like
Put
what
it
can
on
I, because I know at least for me and you
Right.
we took for so long.
Right.
And not just the tangibles, the intangibles, the time, the
Right.
like the time, the peace of mind,
Yeah.
trust,
Yeah.
everything, right?
Yeah.
So what can we do to give back?
Right.
You know, kind of add to the world instead of subtract.
Exactly. And that's, you know, a pivotal change, like a crucial
word.
change.
Pivotal.
Good.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
A lot of really good vocabulary.
I
This,
know.
you know,
This session,
we broke out the thesaurus.
yeah. Studied up. I knew I was coming on the show. I had to study.
You actually, speaking of being selfless, you
Yeah.
didn't know you were coming on the show,
didn't.
by
No.
the way.
No.
Bobby did a really good job manipulating you.
He did not.
He did a great
I
job.
so I
Okay,
prefer the
okay.
word persuasion.
Exactly. It's much
Right,
nicer when
because
it
I
does.
broke out that thesaurus.
Literally, like, Arvid and I were conference calling you to see who we could get to be the guest on the show, and somehow within a matter of 2 minutes, you had convinced Arvid and myself that Arvid should come on the show. It was great.
You know, nope, never mind. Not even gonna go there.
All right, so the show's almost over. So,
Okay.
You did a pretty good job of painting, you know, the chaos, the destruction, the
Right.
heartbreak, the misery of what your life looked like, and it sounds like you're someone that like suffered for even
Right.
like before your like physical addiction that you suffered from all those components.
Right.
But like that's not your life today,
No,
at
it's
all,
not.
and that is not who you are. So, what is your life today?
My life's, you know, I'm content. I'm happy. I managed to get my license back. I managed to, you know, started working as a telemarketer. I worked my way up, and then,
I remember that.
yeah. And then,
Landscape
you know, I
then.
finally made enough money. I rebuilt my life. I bought a new car. I got my own place. I bought a motorcycle. I'm in the process of buying a house. You know, I've like completely turned my life around. I met a very nice woman that I love and adore, and you know, it's a
She is a
healthy
nice lady.
relationship.
She's great.
She is.
Yeah.
I like her.
Yeah, I like her too.
Yeah, and I'm
Stamp
actually
and
like,
approved.
Yeah, I was gonna say I approve.
she's amazing. But you know, like I show up for life today. I have a great job. You know,
You have an awesome boss.
I have the best boss. She's pretty okay.
I know.
Nah,
Sometimes
she's
you
good.
miss the old
Yeah.
crew, but it's okay.
I do.
It's okay. I still talk to you a lot. It's
I know.
my,
She's so much.
dude, literally my heart flutters when I see your name pop up on my phone. I get all nervous and.
But that's life,
Excited.
right? Life's
Yeah.
changing and it's evolving, and I can accept that today. And like I encourage it, I embrace it, and I know how to love myself today and be happy and trust God, you know, and live without fear, right? And just be okay.
Yes, dude. That's amazing. So thank you for watching.
Hand
For everyone
up.
that watched, that was a beautiful way to end the show. And you know, you've turned your life around.
Completely.
You really have. So if anyone is watching the show, you're struggling, you're suffering, you have any questions, you can look us up on Facebook. I am a heroin addict. You can follow us on YouTube. You can look Bobby up on Facebook. You can look Arvid up on Facebook. You can look myself up on Facebook. And you can reach out to any of us at any time. Thank you for watching. My name is Jasmine, and I am a recovering drug addict.
My name is Richie Farrell, AKA the Old White Junkie.
And we are your hosts for Exit Team Nashua.
Our mission is to bring recovery into the living room.
Last year, over 72,000 Americans died of an accidental overdose.
That's almost 200 Americans every single day.
We will bring you guests with real-life experiences with addiction and recovery.
Welcome to Exit Team Nashua.
Hi, welcome to Exit Team Nashua. My name is Jasmine, and I'm your host. I'm looking forward to today's show with you guys. First of all, Bobby's back, so it's great to see him. He was not missed, and so
I like to keep it fresh.
Yeah,
You know, you gotta surprise. Otherwise, you get used to it. You start taking it for granted.
I
You know how it
I
goes.
apologize in
It's like
advance.
Dad going out for a pack of smokes and coming back 3 weeks later.
I apologize
Yeah.
in advance for
Yep.
anything that comes out of Bobby's mouth. So there's my public service announcement. Oh God, here we go. Yeah, so I'm actually really looking forward to today's show. I unfortunately and truly am looking forward to Bobby's presence being here. I do enjoy bickering with him and going back and forth with the banter. No offense, but I'm also more excited about our guest.
I would be too. He has better hair than
He
me.
does. And look at that tan, dude. The first when he walked up, I was like, dude,
Yeah,
where have you been?
100% real.
Where have you been?
I went to the beach. I just may have gone tanning, but mostly the beach.
Yeah, it's this thing. It's like a booth,
Yeah,
and it's got these
fell
lights.
into it.
It looks great. I go tanning and I don't have that.
I don't. I need to.
You're
Everybody
Italian.
should.
I know.
What are you? He's Greek.
Yes.
No one knows what I am. Nobody. Don't even start with me.
100% that.
Yeah, we know. Oh,
Never do that again.
oh,
Just put it in a box and throw it away.
no.
So Dan,
Yes.
what's going on, buddy?
Not much. How are you?
I'm good. So have you seen how the show kind of goes?
Yes.
All right. So
Before we start,
yeah,
can I give a shout out
sure.
to my little cousin Sam? Sammy's watching. Love you, Sammy. Thank you for watching. We love you, and you're amazing, and you're doing a great job, and keep up the good work.
Oh, it's adorable.
Yeah. It was
You wouldn't
nice.
know anything about that. You wouldn't know anything about being genuine and coming from the heart. So, poo poo. All right.
Wow.
So Dan,
Yes. Yes.
what qualifies you? While Bobby slowly dies over there, what qualifies you to be on the show?
I am a drug addict.
You are?
I am.
Wow.
Nice.
With that tan
Yeah.
and hair?
Yeah.
Yo.
I tried to make it look like I wasn't, but
Okay.
yeah, I mean, nothing glorious about my story, right? Nothing. There's no reason why. This is why I did drugs. This is why nothing happened. Awesome childhood, awesome upbringing.
Yeah.
Couldn't have asked anything. And I mean, break it down. I just liked the way it made me feel, so I kept doing it, right? Obviously, there's the outside factor of like I never felt okay when you put drugs in my system, like, you know, now this person likes me, all of that, right? I just cared about myself and how I felt, and like drugs made me feel good, so I kept doing them. And in the beginning, I was just a kid that liked to party. Like, that's all I thought, right?
was
I'm just,
fun.
Another partier.
yeah, that's
There
it,
you go.
right?
Yeah.
No consequences, right?
Oh, yeah.
Going along, if I did get in trouble, mommy and daddy right there, get me right out.
Where are you from?
Stoughton, Massachusetts.
Okay. All right. And so you grew up with an okay life. Things were good.
2 parents still together, 2 older sisters.
No reason.
None.
No obvious reasons to do alcohol and drugs. So like, you know, someone like myself who was subjected to lots of like early childhood trauma, you know what I mean? Statistically speaking, I ended up being a statistic that society said that I would
Right.
have been. But it sounds like your circumstances were much different.
Yeah.
Externally. Doesn't mean they were different internally.
Right. Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. On like, I mean, spoiled, right? Like I was. That's what it is. I had everything I could have wanted.
Okay.
Every opportunity given to me, all these things. Like I said, if you look through, there's no reason other than inside I was uncomfortable, right? That was it. And the second I found something that fixed that, it was just like, why wouldn't I keep doing this, right? And then there's the persona that came with it, right? Like I wanted to be cool.
Yeah.
Right. I thought that was cool. Right.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I like being bad. Like take drugs and alcohol away. Right. Like I just liked like.
I am a bad bee.
Yeah,
so.
like hitting mailboxes with bats and stuff. Like just doing stuff
Okay.
for you know for no
Okay,
reason.
alright.
Just wanted to be bad. You know.
Yeah. I mean, that's like
Bobby,
a nice
Bobby
introductory.
robbed every car in his neighborhood. So,
I did. I also
yeah.
lit a tree on fire.
Okay, yeah, he understands.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like pyro. I get it.
Are you
It
guys,
was
you
an
guys
accident.
bonding right now? I see
It was
this.
it was an
Your
accident.
romance
It was a lot of
starting.
fireworks. I used to
Oh.
like dropping mortars into sewers too.
Yeah, I didn't do that, but that's a good one.
Oh, dude, the whole road shakes. Everything shakes. And then the cops get called.
Right.
And then you
of
gotta
course.
run. And
Yep.
then it's
That's
the whole
the fun
thing.
part.
Oh yeah.
That's the fun part.
Oh yeah.
Right, and that's
you always gotta run.
The rush.
Always
Yeah.
gotta run.
Yes.
I ain't
Yes.
never written nothing but the police and my feelings.
Okay. Okay, so. Oh God, I've really missed you. I'm happy you're back. So, you are acting out behaviorally, you know, the persona of being something you're not.
Yeah.
Again, I'm assuming for an effect produced, being accepted by others. You know,
Yes.
there's a rush that comes off that, a sense of ease and comfort. If I know that you like me, I feel okay.
Yes. Right.
Okay.
Right. And like nothing. There was again like sports, friends, family. Like there
Because you were
was
very athletic, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and like
What'd you play?
soccer, basketball, and baseball. But like my mom's a college basketball coach, my dad's a hockey ref. Like
Okay.
it was just everything, right?
Yeah.
And like that was me getting out of myself in the beginning, right? Practices, games, like in between the lines, you're whoever you want to be.
And it's something you could. It's a healthy obsession.
Yes,
Right.
right.
Because
right,
I'm
right.
like, stop me if this is different from you. But
Did you
like,
say slap me?
no, that's for another time in another place.
I was going to say, you better slap him right now.
But like, I'm an obsessive compulsive person.
Really? Obsessive compulsive thought that does not respond to reason?
Yes.
Interesting.
But like, yeah, I played football growing up from when I was 8 to 18, and like that was my life. That was who I was. You know what I mean? It sounds like same thing for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Like everything revolved around it, right?
Yeah.
And hated being alone. Like just never wanted to be alone
Yeah.
at all, ever. I wanted attention, like however that was, right? Good, bad, it didn't matter. Like
Yeah,
I
attention's
just
attention.
Yeah, that's it. And I did a lot of weird things to get that attention, right? It's like it didn't matter, but like I got what I wanted out of it.
Do I want to know what the weird
I'm
stuff
just
is?
waiting.
I mean, like-
you said weird, so now we need to know.
Yeah,
Okay.
I mean, like, yeah, technically it's weird, but like in third grade, you know, getting in trouble doing like, you're in a bathroom, you pee in a bottle, make a kid drink it, like stuff like that, right? Like that's, yeah, so like.
Normal stuff.
Normal stuff, right?
Yeah.
That like kids do. Kids, boys being boys, that's
Yeah.
it, right? So like
Yeah.
that was my experience in third grade. And
Okay.
like whatever, I didn't suffer any consequences. Like nothing happened. I just stand on the wall at recess for a little bit. And then like, that was it, right? Nothing else happened. In 8th grade, suspended. What happens? My life gets better when I get suspended, right? Schoolwork gets sent home.
Yeah. It's weird. It's almost like I don't like school, so now you're suspending me, so I don't have to go to school.
Go to school, yeah. And I
weird.
get all my stuff
Yeah,
home.
great punishment.
Can cheat.
Yeah, great punishment. Totally works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
55 days at home, no problem. Life got significantly better. So
So proud of you.
I know. My parents were too. It was like,
Truly proud of you.
Yep.
What happened next?
so high school, right? It was, again, just a kid that likes to party, right? I'm drinking, I'm introduced to drugs, and like I said, the second I put them in, like, I just wanted more. That was it. I liked them. And it didn't matter what happened, right? If I puked and got sick, if nothing, I just wanted, like, my life revolved around the next time I got to do drugs,
Yeah.
right? That's all I cared about. That's all I thought about. And whatever lie I had to say to get money to do that at that point in my life. And like, again, no consequences. So, you know, progressed, right? I go through high school, I go to college, and like, here it is, right? I'm out of my parents' house. I'm away at college. Freedom, right?
Yeah.
And like, in college, I played soccer. So like during the season, I was all right, right?
Yeah.
Because I had to, right? So at this point, I'm held in check because of consequences if I do these things. So I, stayed away from drugs at that point. But then the season ends. There's no more of that, and like, it just like took off. Like once I didn't have to like go home to anybody. Once there was nobody checking on me. All that, I had the freedom to do it, and like, it started more and more often being, you know, that birds chirping noise. I'm the last one awake, and I'm alone, and like, you know, why would you continue to do more drugs at this point? There's nobody else
6
there.
a.m. If you work at 6:30, everything's terrible. Like
Terrible,
you still
right?
can't sleep.
Can't-
Your
Oh, yeah.
jaw hurts.
And it's like, okay, I can't sleep, but cocaine might help me sleep.
Oh yeah. Oh, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
And then like
Literally,
in your head,
the
you're trying to
birds
think
are
of
so
like,
annoying. Like the
Yeah.
sun.
Yep.
Yeah.
just hate life.
Yeah.
So-
You're so dehydrated.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Literally.
you're just chain smoking cigarettes, right? Like, so I was miserable, right? But
Yeah.
like the next day, let's start over, right? It's okay. Like put on this thing, like, yeah, last night was crazy, right? And I stopped experiencing college, right? Because now I'm just in.
What were you going to college for?
I was going to college to party and play sports, right?
Heyo.
I picked a major, right? I went to 4 years of college. I learned how to use Microsoft Excel. That's it. Nothing.
Which is actually really helpful.
I was about to say that's like
Yeah.
that's pretty good.
It's the only thing I learned that in like drugs and alcohol, right? That's what I learned.
Which obviously it ended up being very useful for you because you have a lot of purpose today.
Right, so like all of this, right? I'm miserable inside, I know this, and I'm not even experiencing because I'm in a bedroom the whole time, not at the party, right? I'm locked in there now, I'm in it. And like the day college ends, I'm bawling my eyes out leaving because like I know what this means, right? It's over. But quickly I get a job and I'm in Boston and like, here's the ego and the fear, the same thing, right? I don't know if people can relate to this, but like I think because I get to wear a suit to work, that I'm like the man, but I'm terrified of what everybody thinks of me, right?
Yeah.
So it's like that mix where I just, it was like killing me inside. So slowly, like I think I'm like a mini Wolf of Wall Street, right? I make like no money, I live in my parents' basement, but like in my head, you know, I'm that guy. It's bad. And so what it looks like is go to work, go out, drink, do drugs, go to work, just constant. And I'm like, this is life, this is good. And then I got introduced, so like my drugs of choice were party drugs, right?
Yeah.
All through college. And I get introduced to opiates at work, 20th floor, Boston, Massachusetts, right? Like everybody's in a suit and I get and like, whatever it was like, I can do this at work. It works better,
Yep.
right? I feel better. Newports taste better. Like,
Amen.
right? Everything's better.
Yep.
And like, here's the difference between myself and maybe a normal person, right? I try it that day. I puke my brains out. And the next day I buy 6 and never stopped.
Yep.
And
We literally get it.
yeah, and that's
Yep.
it, and that's it. And like, what's the big deal, right? I didn't think anything of it. What's gonna happen? No. Till the first time I got dope sick.
Always fun, right?
Worst thing ever. But like, again, at this point I'm like the dumbest drug addict ever, right? I don't realize what I'm doing.
I don't think you're the dumbest drug addict.
But like what I'm doing, right? So
Yeah.
eventually I get sick and then I get drugs and I'm no longer sick and I'm like, this is easy. Just never feel like that again. Like just never run out, right? This is simple. I'm gonna do less. I'm gonna maintain it. I'm just gonna figure it out. I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Like I'll be fine. Now
How
I
did that
know.
work?
I mean, my sister called the cops on me, got me arrested.
Okay.
I got fired
Good for her.
from every job. I took out personal loans from like banks to buy a house, right? And then like my parents get the letter in the mail and like steal from consequences started.
Yeah.
Right. Let's just say that, right? And a bunch of trips to detox, but I never went anywhere after. Just detox. Because I just need to get rid of the sickness, right? If I'm not
Right.
sick anymore,
The drug's the problem, the drug's the problem,
That's
the drug's
it.
the problem.
As long
the
as I
drug
get it
is-
out of my system, I'm
For
fine.
minimal amount of people, the drug is the problem. Most people gotta treat the internal condition.
Right.
Yeah.
So like I go on this.
It's so sorry. I just it's so crazy because like even still today with the epidemic and everything that's going on, and like we have all these treatment centers everywhere, and there are all these self-help groups. People still look at it as like drugs the problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like, hello.
It's a
Like,
symptom.
there is no war on drugs, people. It doesn't exist. Like, there's not a war on drugs, right? Like, if we treat the internal condition, the underlying condition, and all of those things, and society comes together, emerges, and there's love and connection, then there would be no need for that lifestyle, right? Granted, like the criminal lifestyle and the drugs and all that, like they come with a lot of like negative things with them. However, if we got to the root of things with society, there wouldn't be no need for any of that.
Yeah, like that's Look, I legitimately thought that, right? Take
Yeah.
the drugs away, take
Yeah.
away the withdrawal, and I'll be
Yeah,
okay.
I
And
get
like
it.
what I do is I go to detox and I get out, and like 2 hours later I'm high, and I'm like,
And you really didn't think it was gonna be
yeah,
a
and
problem.
I'm like, what just happened, right? If you
Yep.
give me a lie detector test 2 days ago, I'm gonna pass. I'm not,
yeah.
right? I'm never gonna do it again. That's it.
Done, dude. I'm never.
And I'm like, what
never
happened?
come back to this detox ever. Sure, bro.
Yeah, but that feeling, like after 7 days removed, thinking about it, so I'm thinking about doing it, I'm thinking about not doing it the entire time.
Yep.
And then I get out and I make the decision finally, right? Like, which was inevitable, but I
Yeah.
played with it a little. And like I do it and it's like, right? I'm just like, that's it. Okay. I'm just going to do it this one time because that's
Yes.
it.
Yep.
Okay. And then like, again, it's like
Don't catch
3
up
months arrested, detox, whatever it was, whatever it looked like. And I just kept going until like finally somebody was like,
Never being a bad person. Motives never like to be that way. Like motives most of the time pretty good. Like want to do well,
Oh,
right? And like
yeah.
you always end up in
yeah.
this position.
100%,
Yeah.
right? Like family, friends, where everything, like I have a conscience, right? Like I don't want to see like my mother cry, my sister.
Right.
I don't want to see my sister's kids, all these
Yeah.
things. Like I don't want this to happen. I know what I'm doing, but I literally couldn't stop. Like I know what's going to
matter
happen.
how bad you want
yeah,
to.
I know
Yeah.
what's going to happen right now, but I'm going to go reach into this purse. I'm going to take this money out. I'm going to leave. I know tomorrow I'm going to get caught, and
Yep.
like I'll figure it out tomorrow.
Yep.
Because right then in that moment, feeling the way I feel is worse than getting yelled at, all this other stuff,
And a lot
right?
of times, even in that moment, for myself, I didn't even have the awareness that it was that feeling that I was running from because I was so stuck in the compulsive thinking.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
That I couldn't sit with like this is what I'm trying to.
Yeah,
escape.
and I'm not even like physically sick,
Right,
right?
you're
I'm
just
not.
so internally
I'm not. It's just
uncomfortable.
like
It's
like
the mental.
That's all it is, the mental. And like somehow, like before I'm about to get these drugs, like I feel dope sick. And,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's like, wow, why? But then it's just gone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And like that, however long, 4 hours of relief was worth the next misery that's gonna come from it.
Oh,
It
yeah.
didn't matter, right? And so again, like raised with good morals, raised with parent, raised with all this stuff. Everything that I needed to succeed was handed to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there was something, right? I don't know what it was, and this fixed it. So eventually I get to a point, right, where like I just don't care what people think of me anymore, right? So I'm
Yeah.
trying to keep it together on the outside, all this stuff. Now I'm just the guy in the dark basement doing what I do, lying to everybody, whatever, right? Hurting people, causing harm everywhere. And that's all that mattered was getting high, like the next drug,
Yeah.
the next one. That's it. The hustle, everything like that. So like I finally go away where it's not like, I've done the maintenance programs, I've done the therapy, I've done this and that, and like all it did was make me go right back, right? Like that was it. So I go to a place, they don't give meds, right? There's none of that, right? It's another alcoholic or a drug addict showing me what he did. And like here's my first experience with hope. That was it, right? Like
Yeah.
I had never been to an AA meeting, nothing. And like somebody who was like me, who I could relate to, who I could trust,
Yeah.
had what I wanted, right? That was it. That was like the starting point for me, right? Did I stay sober from there on? No. Like I had to go back out because I said, oh, well, I'm a drug addict. I can still drink. You know what happens when I drink? Like drugs like cocaine
of course,
they work really
Well,
good.
'cause
And then,
cocaine would help me keep drinking more, and then I can't get drunk.
It's a
so you need
performance
something to come
enhancer
down.
drug.
yeah, and then I'm hungover. What's great for a hangover, right?
Dope.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
like now I'm like, all right, I'll do it better
If I
next
just do
time.
a little
Like,
bit of dope, then it'll get rid of this hangover, then it'll
That's
be
it,
fine,
right?
and then go to work, and I don't have to
Up
worry
here,
about
it sounds amazing.
Yeah.
It sounds so
Oh,
good.
and 100% the most
Yeah.
logical thing in the world in your head. And then you say it out loud and you're like,
Yeah, right,
Even
right.
when I said it, I would believe it so much that I would convince everyone else.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. So I'm in this vicious cycle of just like trying to get sober and then like lying, relapse, hold it together as long as
Yeah.
I can, detox, right? It's just over and over. My life has no purpose. I have no purpose, like nothing. There's nothing there. I'm a shadow of a person. And I put together a few months here, a few months there, right? I'm the guy getting like drugs delivered to my sober house and,
You're
all,
that
and like
guy.
a teddy bear, right? And like,
You're that
yeah,
guy.
it was,
oh, who would you say the teddy bear was from?
well, I got the mail, so like nobody saw it. Yeah, so
So why'd you have to even throw it in a teddy bear?
because the kid had to mail it.
Yeah, I used to get Percocets mailed from Florida.
Yeah.
And Bean Babies used to rip them open and then put them up in the Bean Babies and
Perfect,
sew them
right?
shut again.
Right. So I get to a point where I gotta go.
Just committed to a crime on television.
Yeah, I'm about to as well. So
Allegedly.
Yeah, we're
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly, right.
Allegedly.
So I have to go to Florida, right, for a wedding, and how am I going to get through this wedding, right? I'm physically addicted. I need a lot of drugs, so I go get a personal loan. I tell them I'm buying a house. They give me a loan. I take it. I walked on an airplane with a bunch of the bottom of my chapsticks, right? I just walked in, did this. They were in my pocket, right through onto the plane, right? Because what's worse to me at that moment, like I'm not going to be sick on a plane.
Yeah.
So like I'll go to federal prison. Like it's like what? No, I wouldn't have. But like I wasn't. There's no rationale, no response to reason. So like these are the things that I started doing. Right. I am not that guy. Right. If I get caught, I like start crying and I'm like, please don't arrest me. Right. So like I'm not this.
I'm a tough guy.
Yeah, exactly.
No, please don't call my mom.
Yeah, never call my mom, dude. Never call.
Don't call his mom.
Never call my
Yeah.
mom.
Is it mom a Greek lady?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
she'll mess you up.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, you get the spoon?
Yeah, that was more my grandmother. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, my mother just used her hand. Which, whatever, right? So, like,
Same difference.
it didn't fix me, so it's fine.
She obviously didn't try to hit you hard enough.
So, like, what it became, right, was my life was nothing. Drugs stopped working.
Yeah.
Right? I just kept doing it, trying to get this relief, chasing that feeling, and it didn't work anymore. So now I'm at a point where getting high doesn't work, being sober doesn't work, and I'm just like here.
Yeah.
Right? In utter misery and not wanting to wake up, right? Just don't wake up, and then you do wake up and it's like instinct, right? I don't even have a thought. It's like phone to my ear. Like, how are we gonna do this? What's next? To a point where like, I'm like beating myself up, putting like scars on my body and then going home like I got jumped, I need money.
Every moment of it is so terrible.
Terrible.
Every moment.
But
and even like when you do get the substance, like the relief that it provides is, once your disease has progressed to that point, like the relief that you get is not even relief anymore.
No.
Like you're still miserable.
It's just empty. You're off empty.
For me, it took me to suicide.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's where it took me. I successfully took my own life in 2015. So I couldn't escape anything, but praise to God, here I am.
Yeah, like I woke up every time, right? And I was like, so eventually, right, I go back to treatment, I go back to a house, and like I'm going through this book, and like I genuinely believe this is gonna save me, and it saves somebody else, and like I need to do this work, and I go full in, and like I get genuine relief. I do it honestly, thoroughly. I've wrote 5 4-steps, right? Like, I didn't do one honestly. I get to this one, and like I thought I did it honestly, whatever it was, but you fast forward like 8 months, and something trivial, right, pisses me off. And I'm just like, again, this thing is like, I'm gonna show you and prove you wrong, and like what that looks like is like, I'm gonna tear my life down, and like,
You really showed them.
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You showed them.
He was probably just like
That's it, right? And again, it was the same thing. I've done all the research. I've been in treatment a million, and it's all these things, and it's like every single time it starts with a drink.
It's because like self-knowledge is.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna drink this time. Like that's it. I've done all that.
I'm just a opiate addict
That's
or
it,
whatever
man.
you're.
That's it, man. I'm
I'm
gonna
just a
drink in
dope head.
safety with my friends.
Yeah, it's
what I
fine.
mean?
We're just gonna have
fine.
a couple cold ones.
That's it.
You know, relax.
And like I do what I do and I disappear. Irish goodbye, right? Nobody sees me for weeks, and like, so I wind up where I always wind up, right, in my parents' basement. And there eventually to a point where it's like, I couldn't stay there. I couldn't go anywhere, right? And my mother, Greek, her life dream is for me to live next door to her. Like she doesn't want me gone. And like that was hard for her. Like you can't, so this time, right? Look, everything I grew up with, all that stuff, like I went to these treatment center, people helped me, paid for all these things. I had everything, right? Yeah. I am now walking to detox. Nobody will answer my phone calls. Nobody wants anything to do with me. That's it. And this is what I needed.
Yep.
Period, right? Worst detox I've ever been to, worst experience of my life. Yep. And that's what I needed, right? It was the most humbling, miserable experience ever. Like, that was it. Right? I didn't need medications. I didn't need a therapist, right? I needed somebody to be like, hey, like, you know that rock bottom you keep thinking you hit? Like, you're just crushing through it. And, like, I go to this place, and then, like, I go to a sober house because I couldn't even get into treatment, right? I called the treatment place to go back there. No, we'll pay for it. You're like, you're not allowed here. You suck. right? So like I'm this guy now, right? The first time I go to detox, I'm not like any of you, right?
Yep.
I wear a suit. I'm not like any of you, right? Now, fast forward, I'm the guy walking in there like, everybody's like, you're back again, dude? Like, I'm that guy.
We got bed's same place it was.
Yeah, right, exactly.
We knew you had coming. It's,
Yes, methadone, yep. Come here.
8 hours, new record.
Yeah, exactly. And so this is all the humbling stuff. And like, look, what my life became is like, I've been through the book. I've done all the work, right? Until I put others before myself. Like, that's the one biggest thing that I can attribute this time is like, I'm just free, right? That's how I feel every day, like free. Like I can go anywhere without like looking over the shoulder. There's no anxiety. And like, I put others before me, constant thought of others, right? And honesty. Like those are two, because dude, I can write inventory. I'm the best inventory, right? I keep doing it, right? So obviously there's something, reason why, right? And like, so like I needed more, and like what that looked like was just getting out of, you guys said it, like getting out, right?
Yep.
Out of here. Because this is the problem, right? The drugs and whatever, you take them away and I'm still a mess. And like that was it, man. I put others before me and I stopped lying. And like, you know, it's
sounds simple, way harder in practice.
way harder, especially when your whole life you are selfish and lie.
Yeah. No, it's rewiring yourself.
Yeah.
Like,
And it takes a while to do it.
Yeah.
You're constantly growing and like you fall short and like that's okay. And that's like a really cool thing to bring up too. Like when you fall short, like that's okay.
Yeah.
Like to have, it's like literally okay. Like some days I act out on character defects really bad. Like I was not loving towards someone today at all. And I was very cold to them. And I actually said some pretty harsh things to them. And, you know, when we walked away from the conversation, I felt gross.
Right.
And I was like, oh, I need to go make an amends right now. And then, you know, I had to go to that person and be like, wow.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Remember a while ago when we had that whole thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
No,
like,
but
wow, that was not okay of me. And that didn't, what I said to you, although I do believe that I spoke truth, did not come from love at all. And like my motives were not to be helpful, and like my motives.
And that word right there, motives and intentions behind everything, because I'll do stuff for you to see me, for them to see me, right? But like, those motives are just so I can look cool, or you like me, or you're like, right? That needed to change 100%.
So the show's over.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So what is?
It was awesome to have you.
Yeah, thank you.
It was great, man.
We'll have to have you back.
appreciate it.
We'll have to have you back. You're great on camera. Yeah, have him back. So thank you guys for watching. Bobby, thank you for being here. I hope that Bobby's back here with us soon, and we'll have Dan on again because he was rad. Anyone struggling, you know, you're looking for any kind of help, you have questions about treatment, Dan works for a treatment center. You have questions about treatment, you want to get to treatment, you want to get a loved one to treatment, you don't even know anything about treatment, you don't even know if anyone can go to treatment, but you need resources, reach out to Dan. He's available for anything. Please call him at 3 a.m. That's when he likes his phone to ring. Thank you.
You too?
Thank you. Yes.